Hey guys, welcome back to my used cars. Well, last video I was on the rocks what I was going to do here, but it only took 5 minutes to figure out, hey, it'd be dumb not to put a motor in this one because manual, more fun to shift than to freaking put it in drive and just go. Everything I got sports car related, Camaros, there's a Mustang, couple of Mustangs, all this stuff out here that it's all manual. Well, why not save the stick? I don't know where my sweatshirt went. It disappeared, through the house. Everybody's got one now but me. We're gonna get this motor out, so I'll pull the front end off and not show you any of that because boring. Then we'll get into when I start pulling the motor, because I want to try to see if I can pull the motor without pulling the subframe. All new to me. More than likely I'm supposed to pull the subframe, but why do it the easy way? Let's do it the hard way. So I'll bring you back once all this is removed. Okay guys, this is when you know somebody's in it for just the money. Washer fluid and was just laying in there. And these have washer doodads for your headlights. They come up and squirt on it. And yeah, neither one of them was hooked up. There's no piping under here for either one of them. Yep, I just wanted to repair it and get it out the door and make some money on it. Don't care about anything else. Here's the other funny part. Audi. VW right on the end of the transmission. But Audi. Should be cheaper, right? Hey, if you've watched this far, all this kind of stuff in here, like, subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Hit those buttons for me. Come on, just do it. Doesn't hurt you, helps me. I work on broken stuff. If you're watching the video for this and you watch it till the end, there's broken stuff. Next video will be fixing it, but come on, hit those buttons. Thank you. Okay guys, not very far in. Now I'm getting the headlight off, but just try to make that not as bright. There's an issue with that wire is like completely on the headlight. There's nothing on it. As you can see, those ones, they're all broken. Stuff I'll have to fix when we get in, when I put this back together. Stuff that other people have like bypassed. Who cares? Don't care. Seriously, people, if you're gonna fix things, fix them. Because that's obviously from before this had an issue. Okay guys, this is just getting to be too funny. Not really, but kind of. That is your, I do believe, ambient air sensor. Just stuck back behind these wires so that, it would work. There's got to be a bracket for this. And is it really that hard for whoever fixed this car to actually put things back where they should be? Holy cow. People, person who did this, put it the way it's supposed to be. Just throwing it together so you can get it out the door to make some money just doesn't work. I mean, for you it does. For everybody else, it's like, why would you do that? I got one out there, the Suburban. I'm probably not going to make anything because I want to put it the way it was, to make it work, to make it do what it's supposed to do. Not just, I got it out the door and somebody else can deal with it. Yes. Sorry, had to rant. All right, guys, lunchtime. And I got it, the front end off. Told you I'd bring it back when I got that ready. Let's go over the few little things you'll need to know just to get it off there. Most of you that do this, have these work on your own car, you know what's going on. Let me switch the camera around and we'll get it to it. Okay, so on the bumper, there are 2 bolts that go through here and hang out the back side. To get to those, you got to pull the inner wheel well out, and there's a bunch of little screws. These don't have clips, which is kind of nice. You got screws everywhere, not those little plastic clips. And then you can see 1, 2 on each side. And then across the top of the core support, you'll have a bunch of screws. That's easy to do. And for your headlights, you have 1, 2, 3, and there is a bracket that goes from this down to a spot. Where was that? It was, it was on the core support right in here. There was a bolt going that way into the core support, so that came off. Then as far as the core support, you have 1 bolt here, 3 bolts there on each side, and 1 in here. And then a whole bunch of plugs and whatnot, and doohickeys and jigameros, and you know, I do kind of like, these are fairly easy to get off rather than these stupid things. Still a pain. You still got to wiggle them and shake them and drag them and prod and poke, and don't break the plastic. I'll bet those things are not, you know, they're probably easy to get because they're Volkswagen and not Audi, or both. And I'm going to try to do this without undoing the AC, which means I've got to move it all out of the way. So that'll be interesting. But I'm going to go do some lunch and then come back and get into this. Well, and I forgot, I wanted to go over a few things as to what we need for tools. So I got a set of these T wrenches. You know, like Star, Allen, and just a handful of them. There was one that wasn't in this set. I had to go dig from somewhere else. This small pick, a 10 millimeter, and this is a 13. I got a wobble socket. That wobble socket helped for these bolts right here. Other than that, and I had a flathead screwdriver for getting these little clips loose on here. Other than that, I haven't needed any other tools so far. But we're about to get into this, and I'm sure there's a lot more that I'm going to need. And I know from that humble mechanic guy that some of these are easier to do with the ball socket Allens. And I may have to go to Harbor Freight and get me some. Because I don't have a one. So, yeah, I don't think I have any in there either. Nope, none in there. And yeah, I don't have any. So, I think while I do lunch, I'm going to run to Harbor Freight and pick up some ball socket Allens. Just so I can be prepared. And then we'll see what happens from there, because I know somewhere in here there's a bunch of triple squares too, and I have some, but we'll see if I have what I need. All right, guys, well, hey, it's a new day. Motor's still in it. I was hoping to have it out yesterday, but I got a message on a car that I've been trying to get for 3 years, or looking for 3 years. Found one, came up the other day, and somebody got there before me and messaged the guy, and he was waiting for them to show up, and said, look, if they don't show up, I'll give you what you're asking. No haggle, no nothing. You know, somebody didn't show up, so they gave me a message. I got a message and ran off to go get it. Yeah, so that took up the rest of my day, and I need a couple other tools, so I think it's kind of cool because I had one when I was younger. But you guys are probably going to think, what the heck were you thinking? So that'll be another day, so I'm trying to get the motor out of this, get it torn down so we can see what's in there, because I'm trying to get ahead on my videos instead of behind, so I can give you guys better content and more than a day's worth of, look what I can do in a day. So I just need to get back at this, and I'll tell you what, this little motor has a lot of wiring. Holy smokes. For you guys that know these things, yeah, it's a normal day. For me, it's like, wow, that V8 has about the same amount of wiring as this little thing here, and it's way newer. There's a lot of wires packed in a little box. So I'm still working through the wiring, getting all that stuff together, and you know, I mean, you've seen all these videos where, here, I'm taking this apart. Oh, I'm doing that. Oh, I'm over here. Yeah, I'm still using almost the same amount of tools. That is the tools so far that I've been using to take this apart, which is actually less tools than I used to take that apart. It's kind of amazing. It's cool, but it's amazing. I'm just going to keep digging at this until I get down to where I can pull the motor. And every once in a while, I'll bring it back like I have been for, dude, what were you thinking and why would you do that? There's been a couple other things where I was cussing and going, some stupid son of a gun was doing something stupid, and I don't get it. Like, what? I know that originally went into the airbox, but the other ones actually have a filter. I don't understand the, like, microphone filter that looks like it should be on a microphone. And it was down right beside the transmission. So, I mean, whatever it's doing, there's some air pump or something down here. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to keep working away at this and get it popped apart. And it's kind of goofy. It's kind of crazy. And chasing all these wires into little difficult spots. Like, some of these wires are up behind all of this. They're way down inside of here. You know, I got all these ones loose. This was the injector wires that went across here. And then it went down there, went up to here, went over to there, went across here, went down to something over in this general area. So now I got to chase another set of wires back that way. And I'm sure they go up to these coils somewhere. So I'm just chasing wires and pulling things apart and getting things undone. Then I'll take pictures of all of these hoses. I mean, there is hoses everywhere. There is a hose, a tube, a vacuum line, a whatever. I'll take pictures of all that so I know where it all goes, so I don't lose track, so I can put it all back where it went. Because that's the biggest part with any of these newer motors, is knowing where, like, this little tube goes across here and goes that way. And I noticed on one of the other ones it goes across here, splits off and goes down that over to another rail that's right here and that's on the automatic car. It's like, okay, what does that vacuum line do? It's obviously got a valve in here, a one-way valve. So, and look, there's a one-way valve here. You follow it down, follow it up. There's another one-way valve there. So it's just making sure you get all this stuff figured out so that you can put it back so that you don't lose track of what's going on, because there's a lot of what's going on. And I really do like these connectors. They come apart fairly easy. And it's the other ones that have the little pull clip on them. These little pins here, those were on the injector wire. You know, those were on here. Those are kind of easy too. Not too bad when you're pulling things apart. They don't break as easy. So I'm gonna keep getting on with it. Alright guys, I figured out why the motor went. You can see right here. Whoop. That is an oil return. And why there was so much oil. It's right here, and it goes up to this, and it goes up over here. So it's some kind of an oil return or an oil drip, and which comes down here into the filter. Well, now we know why the engine went. It overheated. Got too hot and made things meat things. Yeah, how crappy. People need to know what they're driving when they drive them. Well, I'm almost ready now. You can see a lot more is missing off the front of here. Alternator's gone. The AC I moved out of the way, trying to pull this without dealing with the air conditioning stuff. Power steering pump, unhooked all the lines from that, get those out of the way so when the motor comes out, it'll come out over the top of them. Let's see, what else did I have to remove? The water bottle had to go. It is right over there. And the reservoir filler for the power steering, that had to come out of the way. Had to get the intercooler out of the way. Whatever this little thing is, moved it out of the way. And a lot of other hoses and stuff. I'm gonna take a break here in a minute. So what's left to unhook that I can see is one or two vacuum lines back there. The shifter mechanism, the clutch line, downpipe. There's a dog bone on the bottom of here, and then both engine mounts. And this thing should be ready to pull out of there. Oh, don't want to forget the fuel lines. As soon as that's ready and I got this thing, you know, kind of getting it ready to come out, I'll bring it back and we'll get the motor out of there and see if there's any other carnage in there, and then I'll pull the top of this. And I know when you pull the valve cover, you have to do it in a certain order because I do believe it holds the cams in place. So we'll have to make sure I do that in the proper way, not to destroy the cams, because this may be a rebuildable motor. We don't know yet. All right, guys, well, here we go. Everything's ready to pull, and we'll see how much I missed. The only things I have left to do is both of the motor mounts. Well, one's a trans mount, one's a motor mount. I already did the dog bone underneath, which is that funky, straight, long. Yeah, this is a bracket underneath. Did the two out of the bottom of the motor. Hopefully I got all the cables and all the new doodads off of there. We'll find out here shortly. And as you can see, she's just sitting on there. Got a little bit of the weight taken up, so I'll get this standing up on the stand, and you can watch me fight getting it out of there, and then we'll be off to opening up that head and see what's going on in there. Just for the heck of it, just because I want to see if that valve and the piston are one piece. That'd be really cool. Put it over there in my wall somewhere. Wasn't me who did it, but hey, it'd still look cool over there. All right. Well, she's out of there, but yeah, this thing down in here is dirty. It's Joe Dirty. So I'll have to go through Is that, no, the cat's down there. That's just the downpipe. I don't see anything bad in there. But, man, look at all the dirt on this motor. And we know that it was from that pipe up in there. And you can see here, that's the heater hose that came off. That's the one I broke. And you can see it in the light right there. Yeah, I'm sure that'll cost me. But yeah, everything back here is not quite as bad as the front. But you can see where it was blowing around and getting on everything. And oh my goodness, some of this is just water from getting it all taken off. All right, well, next I got to dismantle all of this stuff. But I did notice what, a forged blow-off valve. So there's a couple of things on here that are different, but yeah. And this, well, the other thing that was funky is this filter. I mean, that's the stock piece right here. Then this filter is K&N down inside of there. And the only way to get this off is to take this little trim piece off, and then the whole thing, I think, comes out of there. So that'll be kind of different to figure out. I like how it fits in there and hangs on and does what it's supposed to do, but you can just see how filthy the bottom half of this motor was, and the top half wasn't too bad. So, all right, well, next I got to get in here and start tearing this motor apart to get to that one piece to see if we have valve in piston or valve laying on piston. So I'm voting for valve in piston. That means super hot motor and it's stuck in there once it hit. So other than that, hopefully it wasn't so hot you couldn't build it again. All right, well, we're toward the end of this video because I got the motor part, I got the head off. I'm gonna have a wall hanger. Wow, this thing is bad. All righty. Yeah, that is part of, let me grab this screwdriver. That is part of that piston. Yeah. There's a big old score in there, so this thing's junk. But yeah, there's a valve turned around and backwards. That one's backwards. That one's halfway in on one side, not the other. Dude. Yeah, this thing got ran for a while. There is metal buildup there. There is metal buildup there. Holy smokes. Yeah, and here's the fun part. Get this set up here so we can look. So this tube is the one I was showing that was broke, cracked, and you can see right in to the motor. You know, I can, I guess you can't. But you can see right down inside, oh, there you go. You can see right down inside of there. That's where all the oil was going. It was going all over the motor. And this is what happens, guys. If you don't take care hey, I got to put oil in this thing all the time. Yeah, now you're putting a motor in it. Alrighty, well, carnage. Yeah, I've never done that to a motor, but I've hydrolocked one before because it, blew the head gasket and filled all 4 cylinders full of water once on a Honda. That was quite interesting on the freeway. Good thing it was a manual. Slam that clutch in and roll off the road. The other carnage on there, let's see here. So because that went bad, it either lost oil pressure and this turbo wheel froze, or there's parts of that motor inside of this turbo. Man, look how little that thing is. I can almost cover it with my thumb. So no oil pressure, I'm sure, because we weren't watching the gauges from the person who had this before me. Lost the turbo, lost a whole bunch of valves, lost the piston, lost the motor. Well, yeah. So now I got to get this one. I'll get this outside in the next couple of days. Get everything pressure washed, cleaned up. I got to get the other TT that I'm going to pull the motor and stuff out and swap into this one. Oh, order a couple of new windshields for the 2 of them, that one red one and this one. And then I got a new project that's going to be coming up. Some are going to like it, some are going to hate it, and it's not one of the other ones that I was talking about. This one's better. As soon as I'm done with the TTs, we'll put it on there. I'll bring that one up because yeah, it's too dark outside. Can't even give you a hint. Well, doesn't give you much of a hint, but that is a sunroof off of one of them. I only got one, but yeah, I went and bought a whole cargo trailer full of parts for one because I needed a few pieces, and this guy was like, take it all or don't take any. So my cargo trailer is full of parts for another car. So what I'm going to do is get this TT swapped out, motor swapped out, get it running. We'll do a drive video. I don't know if I can pull that off next week or not. I am going to do my best. But then as soon as this one's done and out of the way, because I got to, like I said, get the other one in, get the motor out of it, blah, blah, blah. Then I'll bring that other project in, and we got to figure out why it's not running. And it's an OBD1, not an OBD2 car. That'll make things a little more interesting. But guys, if you've watched at least half this far, all this way, whatever, please like, subscribe, share. Just like and subscribe, please. It's helping me out. Eventually, I'd like to do this full time and not have to do construction anymore. I'd rather sit here and work on cars than work on houses and deal with other people. So that's it for this one. And I'm going to work on getting that other one in here and getting it squared away and getting all that stuff taken care of. So, thank you. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.